ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the one and only Kharlie Brown. And I want to talk to you guys right now and give you guys my thoughts and my review and how I felt about the movie Lamb. Now, I'm just going to come out and say it. I enjoyed the movie. I loved the movie. As a matter of fact, on my scale, I'm going to give this movie a high five. I'm going to give this movie a high pass. There were people that were talking. There were people that were talking about the movie beforehand. And they were like, "Well, I don't want to see it," because if you watch the trailer, people immediately had this idea that the dad smashed the sheep. And then if you watch the movie, a lamb. And if you watch the movie, at first you tend to think that, but the way that they play the movie through, not one time did I really get that inkling, that idea that happened, because of how the movie plays through. If all in all, if I had to say and like actually tell you guys what genre the movie should be, and the movie is like horror. I think they say it's horror fantasy. It is fantasy, but it's more, to me, it's more of a drama that's played through. It's an unsettling drama, because there's so much more that's going on in the movie, but really, it's not so much more. I don't really know how to tone this down, but it's like the movie itself is like watching people. It's pretty mundane, and it's watching their everyday life. So this is not a spoiler alert, but after they see the child, the baby, whatever, not the baby, not the rapper. No, that's something else. But anyway, after that, they take the baby in and they start to care for it, and the baby becomes part of their family and everything. Now, but here's the thing, it's a lamb. The baby's a lamb. Lamb. But immediately after it's born, they're like, "Oh, this is a thing," and then next thing you know, they go back to doing their regular routine. Tending to the field, tending to their animals, eating, talking to one another, reading their books, and drinking coffee. Drinking a lot of coffee. They got a lot of coffee and a lot of tea. And it's just like that. But there's certain things in the movie where all right, let me say this first. The movie's weird. And the movie's weird. And you have to understand, like, where the director is going, or try to watch the movie, because the movie is different than everything else that we've seen. And that's why I loved it. I love weird things, for one. But the reason why I loved it is because every thought that I had in my brain about where I thought it was going to go, it didn't. It went somewhere else. And I love that. It's a breath of fresh air, if you ask me. Because a lot of times I can watch a movie and they got all these cliches and all these things going on where it's like, yeah, well, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Like, when I first sat down and started watching the movie, I was like, oh, it's going to be like a horror. Like, one of the lambs going to turn into some type of beast or something and attack them. Or they're going to take the baby and they're going to have to fight off zombie lambs or something like that. Or, it's like so many other ideas have popped in my head about how it could be. But instantly, when the movie started and it started playing through, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. And then they also do a good job with making you feel like eerie, like something's about to happen. You feel like that as the movie plays through. And as the movie just keeps going on, you're just like, well, okay, is something gonna happen? All right, is it? Also, if you go and see this movie, be prepared to read subtitles. Normally I have problems with like reading subtitles, but it's not as much dialogue in this movie to really affect like my tolerance of like it. Like a lot of times, like, because I watch a lot of like anime movies and stuff like that, and when I normally watch it, if I don't watch it dubbed and I watch the subtitle, they say a lot. There's a lot of dialogue in some of the animes, And I'm like, oh man. So I spend the majority of my time reading it, then I gotta rewind it. So I don't want to watch it live or just watch it on TV. I need to watch it to where I can rewind it, or watch it on some type of streaming device or something, so I can actually watch it and rewind it if I miss something. And a lot of times the action is so much action going on, then you're like, oh, I gotta go back. Almost like the movie, I think it was called like Nymphomaniac or something like that. The dialogue in that, as well as it wasn't as much to really read, but it was still stuff going on, but there's a lot of subtle stuff going on as well too. And that's pretty much how this movie is too. So if you're into weird movies and something different than what you're normally watching, I would totally recommend this for you. Go check it out. I would. Okay. Also the main actress in this movie, I love her. No, seriously, I love her. If she's single, I'm just saying, I love her. If you guys don't know, remember the series, the Tattoo Girl series, the girl with the dragon tattoo series? That's her. And she did those 3 movies in that trilogy. She was also in the movie called What About Monday? She was in a movie called Close. And again, everything I pretty much seen her in, I'm like, wow, I love her as an actress. She does amazing work, and I hope you guys see it just for her. There's some other stuff going on in the movie as well too, where it focuses more on like the family, like what's going on with the family and stuff like that. And then it also touches base on like losing something, trying to accept what you lost, and how people deal with certain loss and stuff like that. But all in all, I will recommend it if you're into like weird stuff, or if you want to see something different than everything else that you've been watching so far. And if you guys get a chance to, please check out this main actress, all her other movies, everything else she's ever been in, everything else. If you can pick up what I'm putting down, Around the Town, Kharlie Brown. Ta-ta.